The ice keeps many secrets. Some of these secrets are simple, locked away for seasons. Others are strange, whispered in tales that drift like snow on the wind. For centuries, people have told stories about the great southern continent of Antarctica. One of the most persistent ideas is that a hidden civilization lies deep under the ice. This concept sounds like a fantastic story, a myth born from the human need to fill the unknown with wonder. But even myths can make us pause and ask powerful questions about what we think we know. The very idea forces us to confront the vast, empty spaces on our own planet and wonder what mysteries they still hold. Antarctica is a place of extremes, where fierce winds scour the landscape relentlessly. The land is buried beneath a colossal sheet of ice, miles thick in some places. Very few people have ever called this place home. Only dedicated scientists come to work for short periods, enduring the brutal conditions in the name of discovery. The ice covers the true shape of the land, hiding mountains, valleys from our sight. It also makes travel incredibly difficult and dangerous. For months at a time, the sun disappears completely, plunging the continent into a long, dark polar night. Temperatures can plummet to levels that are hostile to almost all forms of life. This is not a place where one would easily build a city or sustain a civilization. Despite these harsh realities, the stories of hidden places under the ice began to circulate long ago. Others speculate that intelligent beings, perhaps not human, live in geothermal caverns far beneath the surface, protected from the cold. These stories often blend old myths of lost lands like Atlantis' secret bases, advanced technologies. Most of these tales are based on pure guesswork and speculation, lacking any concrete evidence to support them. They are not proven facts, yet they remain powerful and compelling. They speak to our deep-seated fascination with the unknown and our enduring wonder about the world's last great wilderness. One of the most significant real stories in the history of Antarctic exploration is that of Admiral Richard E. Byrd. He was a genuine American hero and a pioneering aviator and explorer. He led several important expeditions to the South Pole, pushing the boundaries of what was known. In 1929, and again in the 1930s and the 1940s, Admiral Byrd flew over vast, uncharted parts of Antarctica. He and his highly skilled teams meticulously mapped new lands, mountains, coastlines that no human had ever seen before. His daring flights made headlines around the globe, and people everywhere admired his incredible courage and his contributions to science. His name became forever linked with the mystique of the polar regions, a symbol of human endurance against the elements. The very nature of Antarctica fuels our imagination. It is the Earth's last great frontier, a place less understood than the surface of the moon. Its sheer size is difficult to comprehend, a continent larger than Europe, almost entirely encased in a shell of ancient ice. This immense ice sheet acts as a barrier to physical exploration to our understanding. It is a white curtain drawn over a secret world. What lies beneath that frozen veil? Science has given us partial answers, revealing subglacial lakes, vast mountain ranges. But the scale of the unknown is so great, it leaves ample room for mystery and speculation, creating fertile ground for stories of the strange and the unexplained. The silence of Antarctica is another of its defining characteristics. It is a profound, almost absolute quiet, broken only by the howl of the wind, the cracking of the ice. In such a place, the human mind can begin to play tricks. The isolation, the sensory deprivation can lead people to see and hear things that may not be there. This psychological element cannot be discounted when we consider the origins of strange tales from the polar regions. Explorers throughout history have spoken of the mental toll that the endless white landscape takes. It is a place that challenges not only the body, but also the spirit. The line between reality and illusion becomes blurred. The idea of a hidden civilization offers a compelling narrative for this empty space. It populates the void with purpose and history. Instead of a dead continent of ice and rock, a living, breathing world hidden from our view. This narrative is deeply appealing because it transforms a desolate wasteland into a place of profound secrets. It suggests we are not the only masters of this planet. Answers to humanity's greatest questions might be found in the most inhospitable place on Earth. It is a story of hope and wonder, a modern myth that captures the adventurous spirit that drove explorers like Byrd. This is why the theory persists, even in the face of scientific skepticism. Not just about a city under the ice, about the possibility of discovery itself. There is still magic left in the world. Not every corner of the map has been filled in. A lost culture, a different form of life protected by the ice. History, science, our own place in the universe. More than just a continent, a symbol of the ultimate mystery, a final frontier on our own planet. The name of Admiral Richard E. Byrd is now inextricably linked to these fantastic stories. But why him specifically? A significant part of the reason is his fame and the timing of his expeditions. Byrd was a global celebrity in an age of heroes. His flights over the North Pole and the South Pole were followed by millions, broadcast on radio and documented in newspapers and newsreels. He was the face of polar exploration. When such a famous and respected figure is associated with a mystery, that mystery gains instant credibility in the public's mind. His real, documented achievements provided a solid foundation of fact upon which layers of fiction could later be built. Some of the later, more sensational stories use Byrd's name to lend them an air of authority. People claim that during his expeditions, particularly Operation Highjump, 1946-47, Byrd discovered secret lands or entered hidden portals. They allege that he flew into warm, lush valleys or witnessed strange advanced aircraft in the Antarctic skies. These claims are often attributed to a supposed secret diary or to anonymous sources. However, these stories are almost always from questionable origins, appearing decades later. They frequently come from unreliable reports, misinterpretations of his actual logs, or outright fabrications. The Admiral's own official writings and logs tell a very different story. Byrd's real journals and expedition reports are meticulous and scientific. They detail the immense challenges of polar exploration, the brutal weather, the mechanical failures, and the constant danger. They are filled with data on geography, geology, and meteorology. His team mapped hundreds of thousands of square miles of new territory, a monumental achievement that greatly expanded our knowledge of the continent. While he did report unusual atmospheric phenomena, such as mock suns or mirages, his logs do not contain evidence of a hidden city, alien beings, or secret warm valleys. The true story of his expeditions is one of human courage and scientific endeavor, not of paranormal encounters. So why do people continue to connect Admiral Byrd to the myth of a hidden city? One primary reason is that he was a charismatic figure who spoke about the Antarctic with a sense of wonder and mystery. He once described it as the great unknown and an enchanted continent. People can easily take such poetic descriptions and twist them into something more literal. A small, unexplained detail from a flight log or a dramatic turn of phrase in an interview can be magnified over time, transforming a simple observation into a grand conspiracy. When a famous name like Byrd's is combined with a strange and exciting claim, the resulting story can grow quickly and take on a life of its own, spreading far beyond its humble origins. We should always look carefully for proof when we hear a fantastic claim. Real proof requires clear, verifiable facts. It needs reliable records, physical evidence, and corroboration from multiple independent sources. For a claim as extraordinary as a city hidden under the Antarctic ice, we would need solid, undeniable proof. This could come in the form of clear satellite imagery, physical artifacts recovered from the site, ruins documented by scientific teams, or unambiguous data from ground-penetrating radar. So far, no such proof has ever been made public by any credible scientific or governmental body. The stories remain just that. Stories without a foundation of solid evidence to support them. Scientists today use incredibly advanced technology to look beneath the ice. Visual emphasis. A modern scientific research vessel cutting through the icy waters of the Antarctic Ocean. They use powerful radar systems on airplanes and satellites to map the bedrock hidden miles below the surface. These studies have revealed a great deal about the subglacial world of Antarctica. They have discovered vast lakes of liquid water, like Lake Vostok, and massive mountain ranges, like the Gumburtsev Mountains, which are as large as the European Alps. These are incredible discoveries in their own right. However, these extensive scientific surveys have not shown any evidence of artificial structures, cities, or any signs of a civilization. They reveal a world of rock and water, shaped by natural geological forces over millions of years. The idea of a hidden city does, however, teach us something important about human nature. It shows us that mystery has a powerful and enduring attraction. We are drawn to the unexplained, to the idea that there is more to the world than what we can see. This fascination can be a positive force, driving us to explore and to learn. But it also reminds us to be critical thinkers and to always check the facts behind a story. It calls for us to approach extraordinary claims with a healthy dose of skepticism and to demand evidence before we believe. At the same time, these myths make for wonderful stories to share on a dark, cold night, firing up our imagination and sense of wonder. If you were to create a video about these compelling ideas, it would be important to use clear and evocative imagery. You should show detailed maps of Antarctica, tracing the routes of the early explorers. Use historical black and white photos of Admiral Byrd and his iconic planes to ground the story in reality. Intercut these with modern, high-definition stock footage of vast ice fields, dramatic, stormy skies, and the cold, dark waters of the Southern Ocean. The mood should be set with eerie and serious background music, something that builds a sense of mystery without being overly dramatic. A calm, measured male narrator voice should read the lines slowly and clearly, making listeners feel the immense cold and the profound mystery of the continent. It is crucial to be honest in the telling of this story. A narrator should clearly state which parts are documented facts and which parts are theories, ideas, or myths. For instance, the dates of Byrd's expeditions, the names of his operations like Highjump. The stories of a hollow Earth secret diaries and encounters with advanced beings are theories. This distinction is important because it maintains the integrity of the story, and it keeps the viewer's trust. An audience is more likely to engage with a mystery when it is presented fairly, allowing them to weigh the evidence and draw their own conclusions. The true legacy of Admiral Byrd is not one of fantasy, but of incredible human achievement. His expeditions were triumphs of logistics, courage, scientific inquiry. He and his teams faced down the harshest environment on the planet and returned with a wealth of knowledge that changed our understanding of Antarctica. They proved that humans could survive and operate in this extreme cold, paving the way for the permanent scientific research stations today. This real story of endurance and discovery is just as compelling as any myth. It is a testament to the relentless human spirit and our unquenchable thirst for knowledge. In the end, Antarctica still holds many of its secrets close. We can and will learn more about this continent through continued scientific research. With each new core drilled from the ice and each new pass of a satellite overhead, we peel back another layer of the mystery. We can also enjoy the fantastic stories and myths for what they are, captivating tales. We can wonder about what might still be hidden under that great silent white shield of ice. Did Admiral Byrd see something strange and unexplainable in the polar sky that day? Did someone at some point in the distant past ever find a gateway to a hidden world under the ice? For now, we do not know the answers to these questions with any certainty. The official records provide one story while decades of folklore and speculation provide another. The question of what truly lies beneath the Antarctic ice remains open, a haunting and tantalizing puzzle. As our technology grows more powerful, allowing us to see deeper and more clearly than ever before, we are left to wonder, what will we find next?